Hello and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Brief.
The numbers are going up and the cities are being locked down. Cabinet ministers overnight approving new closures on neighborhoods in Lod and Ashdod, the latest hotspot for coronavirus infections, to see shutdowns. All cities in lockdown will last for 7 days. Traffic in and out will be limited along with the openings of businesses, but each area will be given exact guidelines from the health ministry. As Israel logs its highest single-day tally since the beginning of the pandemic, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Benny Gantz convening the coronavirus cabinet meeting today to discuss tighter restrictions on gatherings. Netanyahu suggesting posting undercover police at weddings to ensure guests are following hygiene rules. And the controversial Shin Bet phone tracking scheme is back. The Israeli parliament approving new legislation overnight, allowing the security service to trace the movement of COVID-19 carriers for the next 3 weeks until a more detailed bill is drafted. The death toll rising to 322 after another fatality Wednesday evening. Of the more than 26,000 cases since the pandemic's start, more than 8,600 of them are active, and some 58 are in serious condition. The ultra-Orthodox city of Bnei Brak cordoning off one of its streets after dozens of yeshiva students were diagnosed with the virus. It also comes as a new report shows the rate of infections within the ultra-Orthodox community is double that of the rest of the population. And now yeshiva administrators hope to move their students to one of the government-run coronavirus quarantine hotels. And now the real hit to the pocket starting to show. Pushback has already begun as the finance ministry looks to cut billions of shekels from salaries and benefits in the public sector, reportedly to the tune of cutting some $13 billion from the state budget over 3 years, including lowering civil servant salaries by $2 billion. Minister Israel Katz is looking to find ways for the burden to be shared.
אני שמעתי על חברות שהתחילו לפטר, אני פונה אליהם לא לעשות את הדברים האלה. במידה וזה יקרה, אנחנו נפעל במסגרת כל האמצעים שיהיו לנו כדי למנוע את הדברים האלה ולהביא למציאות שהחברות עצמם מגלות סולידריות עם העובדים, לעבור ביחד איתם את המשבר.
Down but not out. The Israeli Prime Minister might have missed the July 1 date that he'd been trying to hit to begin annexing parts of Judea and Samaria, but instead, just a statement from his office, saying talks with the United States over rolling out its peace plan will continue. From all angles, the settlers raising their voices. Prominent settlement heads, like from the Yesha and Samaria regional councils, calling out the Netanyahu-Gantz government for being all talk with no walk. On the other hand, residents of the heavily populated Ariel settlement saying they don't care much for the plan at all, and much prefer the status quo. Ariel is long discussed as the first or most likely settlement to be absorbed by Israel in any peace plan. Despite the anticlimax for settlers, though, Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank still taking to the streets in a quote-unquote day of rage.
كنا اليوم متوحدين من أجل الضفة انضمام الضفة وهذا لا ولا إنسان ولا واحد لا ذكر أنثى كبير صغير شيخ ولا واحد يعني بيسمح بهذا القرار. لازم إسرائيل هي تتنازل عن هذا القرار وبنفرطش في شبر أرض ولا في القدس والقدس عاصمة لنا إن شاء الله بنصلي فيها.
The Palestinians have rejected Trump's peace plan out of hand. The leadership's ethos is to establish itself in Israel's stead.
It's the time now to raise a red card for this Israeli government, which is trying to lead the whole world by the nose, rejecting all the voices coming either from Israel, inside Israel, from the Arabs, Muslims, Europe, everybody except Trump and his crazy administration, and to know that here in Palestine still there is a partner.
Netanyahu's office, meanwhile, promising a series of meetings on the subject, including Israel's top security brass convening for additional discussions. And the Pope, the latest to try to promote dialogue, summoning the Israeli and U.S. ambassadors to the Vatican for meetings over the annexation plans.
That's all for now, but for more news from Israel, remember to like ILTV on Facebook and on Instagram, and to subscribe to us on YouTube. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.